It's always asked, is there any rules in human history? Can we predict anything? How the human society can act in the future? And I can say you, by my studies, that the answer is yes and no. Yes, there are some rules, some repeating elements. Many things happens accidentally in the human life and in the society. That's why we can say that the first rule is the contingency of the human history. So the first answer is we can say that we cannot predict the future, actually. Of course, many people, the futurologists and that kind of people, try to do it, but it's actually absurd. One very important element of the acting of the humankind is historical people. It's people, persons who can change the course of the history. And most of them are not really the political leaders. Most of the historical people, historical persons who can change the course of the history are actually more thinkers, inventions, and scientists. For example, of course we know always such kind of Jesus Christ and Buddha and Muhammad and the other great religious leaders. There are some smaller religious leaders who have changed the history of the world same way, like Martin Luther from 16th century, the German monk who changed the course of the Christian church and so on, changed a lot, the history a lot, massively. And but the later centuries, of course, the great inventors are always been very influential, like the Michael Faraday, who invented the modern electricity, and Thomas Alva Edison, who invented the electricity systems we know now. So, and many others, other scientists and inventors and thinkers, philosophers who have changed the world a lot. From the ancient times, of course, Plato and Aristotle and the others, but later on, the last centuries, of course, Karl Marx is very massively influential thinker. And the third rule is that the progress is always going on. Of course, the idea of the regress, that everything is going back around and everything is getting worse, is very popular, has always been popular, but it's not true actually. The progress is always going on, and today is better, generally is better than the yesterday, and the tomorrow is better than today. It's generally, of course, there are some things we can get worse and get under the regress and so on, but the general progress is a fact. So these are the three rules. First, contingency is making the history a lot. That's why many things happens accidentally. Second rule is that some people can change the history. Some people are historical people. And the third rule is that the progress is always going on.